the official replacement window company of the Maryland Terrapins. CQ, the official banking partner of the Maryland Terrapins. Toyota, it's time to go Toyota with legendary safety and reliability. Toyota, let's go places. The University of Maryland Medical System. For better treatments, better outcome, that's a better state of care. Learn more at umms.org/better. Lido Pizza. Lido Pizza is the official pizza of the Maryland Terrapins. Never cut corners, Terpland. Now, here's Talking Terps with the voice of the Terrapins, Johnny Holiday.
How often do you have a chance to sit next to a Hall of Fame basketball coach?
I don't know.
No. No, do you know anybody I could bring in? Johnny Holiday with former head coach Gary Williams in the Hall of Fame, of course. Not only one Hall of Fame, two Hall of Fames in the same year, mind you. And we're at Lido's in College Park. We'll be talking about Maryland basketball for the next hour up until 8 o'clock. And, Coach, as always, like the first couple of shows we did, we got some of the guys that played for you in that national championship year coming on tonight. We'll be talking to Byron Mouton, talking to Taj Holden, and talking to Steve Blake, three of the major factors of you winning that 2002 national title.
It's amazing how good of a coach you are when you have guys like that playing for you. I mean, that's the key is getting guys that are really good, but also guys that are willing to play, sacrifice, do all those things necessary when you're part of a team. It's not like you're a golfer where whatever you do individually is the key thing. This is about taking your talent and putting it into the team and making everybody else better. And that's what all those guys could do. They were really good as a team.
You had a special knack of getting the right kind of guys to fit what you wanted to do. Same as Kevin Willard's doing right now as the head coach in Maryland. And what a win they had the other night over Iowa, 101 points.
Yeah, that was a great win. And those guys are playing really well together. It's harder now to do that because you don't have everybody for 4 years like basically you did when I was coaching. And you could build a team, a good group of freshmen by the time they're juniors or seniors. They could be really good. Now you have to make sure that each year you're recruiting for the upcoming year. You know, you don't have that time necessarily to develop players because even if you have a good player and you have a good team, a guy might leave and go to somewhere else so he can get more money. You know, once money's involved, it's really changed the landscape of college basketball.
Well, of the guys we got on tonight, the only guy that played 4 years for you was Taj. He was there all 4 years.
Yeah, he was. Byron transferred from Tulane. Byron's interesting because he really he was averaging 20-some points a game, but they weren't winning at Tulane. And his brother lived in Prince George's County, and he called us and said, "Would you be interested?" And I didn't really take a lot of transfers, but you know, just meeting Byron, the type of person he was, that type of thing, which was really important to me, and recruiting to get guys that would fit. You know, to be a good fit. Byron was a great fit because Brian, he could play any position on the court. He was incredible.
22 years you spent here. 22 years. Coach and I did radio shows. We did television. The television shows are the best. I always think about them. Sponsored by our good friend Rick Kell, who was the producer of our show, and he was the magic behind what we did.
Yeah, Rick would bring donuts to the show. That was important. But he'd walk in, and you know, Johnny, you know this better than anybody. He'd walk in. Okay, what do you guys want to do today? You know, that was our pregame for the show.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
So we look at each other and we go, well, we'll kind of wing this one.
We got to fill 30 minutes, right? Yeah. What kind of guy did you look for when you were looking to have a kid come and play for you?
To play in the ACC back then, you had to have a certain level of talent because Duke and Carolina are always in the top 5 in the country every year. And so you had to have that. You had to have a certain level. But then it came down to if I thought a guy would work hard, if it looked like he really cared about how the game was played, things like that, the intangibles. And you know, you don't bat 1,000 in recruiting, but you know, we were fortunate to get guys that really bought into things. And I think I look back when I got here in 89, 90, guys like Cedric Lewis, Walt Williams, people like that, Matt Rowe, those guys just really cared because they couldn't play in the NCAA because of the sanctions from the previous administration. And you know, they were playing for the love of the game. And I had as much fun coaching those guys as anybody I ever coached.
Interesting. Walt could have gone anywhere, couldn't he? If he was playing in this climate today with the money that's available, he'd have been. I don't know, but I don't know because he always wanted to come here.
Walt was pretty smart. I think if he could make $1 million somewhere, he might have been somewhere else. But Walt's parent, he's from Temple Hills, and Walt's parents
Crossland High School, right?
Had a chance to see him play every home game that he ever played, and I think that was important to Walt. And just one of those special people. And Johnny better than anybody with him working with you on the radio.
Yeah, exactly. You had some real characters too. You had not only good basketball players, but how about Gravis Vasquez? I mean, Vasquez, when he came in, the crowds went nuts for him, and he fed off the crowd.
I was worried about him on the road sometimes. We were playing at Duke. I think it was his junior year, and by then he was established. He was all ACC, good player. And Duke's fans get there, like the teams go up to shoot for an 8:00 game, like at 6, just to get some shots off, whatever. So Grievous went up there, and the Duke students, which they were known to do, they had printed out things to say in Spanish to Grievous. Okay. So Grievous heard all that crap, through that. So with about 20 seconds left in the game, he goes in for a layup right in front of our bench and runs back on that student side where all those idiots are waving all the time over there.
Yeah, right.
And like whatever he said to them, they were trying to get over that thing. They were coming after him, because he said it in Spanish. I don't know what he said. Grievous was he was one of my favorites. Yeah, you hate to play favorites, but definitely one of my favorites.
You ever think back over all the years that you coached, and you coached for a heck of a long time, 33 total years, I think.
At Maryland, 42 overall.
Yeah, overall, yeah. And when you think about maybe an all-star team you could put together, it probably couldn't be a starting 5. It'd be a starting 10, maybe.
No, you'd have to get 10. You'd have to go to 10 because somebody would deserve to be on an all-star team that I coached, and so you'd have to go to 10. But all those guys. I think the big thing, and Maryland should be proud of that because the character of those people had a lot to do with whatever success we had.
We're talking Maryland basketball tonight with head coach Gary Williams, the former head coach of the Maryland Terrapins. Can you still coach?
I'd be out raising money tonight if I was coaching. I know that. Get that NIL money.
But you think about the climate today. I don't know if you.
Well, here's the other thing. The transfer portal has given players an out. Where if things don't go well their first year, somebody will come after them and offer them. Say more money than they would get playing at Maryland or whatever, and the kid's probably gone, and that really hurts the development as a person for that player because, back in the Stone Age, I played at Maryland, and there was times where I was discouraged. I didn't think the coach was doing the right thing for me or whatever. Yeah, and he's a tough guy, and you go back to the dorm and you almost cry, because things weren't going the way you liked. And today, if you have a bad practice, coaches are afraid of a guy going back, and he gets on the internet. There's 200 people saying that you should be playing more, you should have more shots, and all that.
He could be gone tomorrow.
So you deal with all that now.
Yeah. University of Maryland Medical System is the official medical team of the Terrapins. You and your family can expect the same level of exceptional care that the athletes receive. You can learn more at umms.org/better. University of Maryland Medical System, Maryland's healthcare champion. We'll continue with Coach Williams in just a moment from Lido's here in College Park on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
Sunday.
Just gotta steam it, babe.
Time to suit up.
Like half zip, kind of quarter zip guy.
Sacrifice your lawn and your skin's ability to breathe.
Does that look cheater looking?
No, it's full jag.
Easy, Chief. Let your razzle-dazzle on the field, the bar, or your best friend's nuptials.
So the Buffalo Bills, guys.
No matter how hard you football, it's easy to Sunday.
Morgans won big today with Window Nation. Let's check in and hear what they have to say.
How do you feel now that you've finally replaced your old drafty windows with these beautiful custom fit windows?
We're loving the look of our new windows.
We paid way less than we thought we would.
And no more cold winter drafts or crazy summer AC bills.
Sounds like a win to me.
That wraps it up for the Morgans. Next up, your family. Hey, Washington, D.C., get your free estimate today. Plus, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Visit GetWindowNation.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
A legacy is earned with generations of proven reliability, standing tall through the test of time, leading, innovating to build the best vehicles with the best value. Because the greatest memories begin with the journey.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
As muscles tense and hearts pound, as bodies are pushed to the extreme, there's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System, for pro athletes and devoted amateurs, for those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovation so you can experience every moment. That's a better state of care. University of Maryland Medical System.
Window Nation is on the Morgans' home turf to huddle up about replacing their drafty old windows.
This free estimate is showing how easy it is to tackle the problem.
We can get any of these windows custom made.
Yes, you can get the quality and style you really want.
And at a more affordable price than they ever imagined.
Now that they've sealed the deal, they'll be saving money year-round.
We're really confident with Window Nation.
Hey, Washington, D.C., get your free estimate today. Plus, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Visit GetWindowNation.com.
That's what I like.
Yeah. You're listening to Maryland Sports on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
Nice move, and he hits the shot off the glass with the left hand.
Do that again.
We're talking Terps. Once again, Johnny Holiday.
Well, the Terps are number 20 this week in the top 25. They moved up a couple of notches. They are 15-1 at home. They've won 12 consecutive games at Xfinity Center. Over all of the season, they're 20-6, and in the Big Ten, they are 10-5. 101 points, the most they've ever scored in a Big Ten game. They laid that on Iowa on Sunday, 101-75. They were down, coach, at halftime by 4. Both teams could not miss the first half, 51-47 in a shootout.
It was. Iowa really shot the ball well, but I think the thing Maryland does this year, they play at a very quick pace. And if the other team's not used to playing at that pace, you get tired. You don't know it, but by the time you start the second half, all of a sudden those threes that Iowa was making, the legs aren't there to shoot the threes. And it really showed right away as the half started. Maryland went on that run and just put the game away very quickly. And I think that the team is really playing in a way that is not only a good way to play, but it's very attractive to the fans too.
Yeah,
because they get up and down. They're playing a little four-court pressure. To score 101 points in a college game against a respectable team is quite an accomplishment.
I wish that they would have, like, for example, on Sunday, it wasn't packed on Sunday, which it should have been, because when you were coaching at the Cole Fieldhouse especially, that place was packed every single game. It can be the same. It should be the same thing here.
Yeah, Cole was a little smaller. I think it was 14-5.
Yeah.
Was Cole, and Cole was great because we won a lot of games in Cole in the last 3 minutes. Because it got to be about 100 degrees in there because there was no air conditioning and things like that. And so it was a great place to play. It was a great home court. But Xfinity Center is tremendous. It's beautiful. It's really nice. And our fans need to be there. You look around the Big Ten at the home courts of the good teams, Michigan State, Michigan, Illinois, teams like that. Those fans are there every game. Now it's a different area. There are more isolated areas where people don't have a lot of options with their money for sporting events or whatever. In this area, I think there's 7 professional teams within 35 miles of campus. But we can't use that as an excuse. You have to show up. Like the games at 8:30 against Southern Cal. That place should be sold out because you'll miss a lot of the Beltway traffic, on Thursday. And it's a great opportunity. You see a team play, you don't get to see play that often. Plus, Maryland's playing really well. The fans should reward the players. And the students aren't where they should be either. Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
There should be, the fact that the students didn't sell out that game against Iowa, what were they doing? I guess they were all studying in the library. Or, come on, let's get serious. Yeah, and like we need the students. See, the students create the atmosphere. Like you were talking about Cole Fieldhouse, those seats behind the benches in Cole. There was 4,000 students every game there.
You're right.
And they were crazy, and sometimes a little bit over the line, but
that's okay.
That's okay. We won, but we need that. We need that atmosphere there. And what it does to the players, believe me, the players know. They come out in the court 10 minutes before the game. They look around. They're looking up at the stands.
They feel it too.
They feel they read how the building is. They read the climate in the building, and we need to do a better job with that. And I say that not as a former coach, but as a student, former player, that type of thing. I really, these guys have earned the right to have that support.
I look back at your 13 year when you coached at Cole for 13 years,
right?
155 wins and only 35 losses in that building. Then you come over to Comcast, now it's Xfinity Center, 128 and 29. Those are still great numbers.
Yeah, we had good support, and we moved into Comcast in 2002, this September, after the national championship, and we were able to sustain it pretty much and do a good job. But it's a chance to see one of the best teams in the country. I know we're ranked 20th. I think we should be ranked higher. We got really nailed when we lost the game to Ohio State. We dropped from 18, I think, to 25, which was a joke. We won 8 of the last 9 or whatever we played, and so hopefully this will start it tomorrow night. It'll be a great home court, and I think the players will really appreciate it.
They got a 3-game winning streak. They won 7 of their last 8 games. They got 3 wins over top 25 teams. As you look at the starting 5 with Selton Miguel and Juju and Derek Queen and Kobe Gillespie and Rodney Rice, that's one of the best starting 5s. I think it's one of only 4 teams in the country to have a starting 5 average everybody in double figures.
Yeah, that's not just Big Ten, like you said, Johnny. That's national. And that's something that I think people around the country are starting to appreciate, how good those guys, not only talent-wise they are, but how well they play together. In other words, very, very rarely does the open man not get the ball, and they're all capable of scoring.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So if you get the ball to that guy that's open, then he's got the best chance for the team to score that time down court, and that's what they're doing.
And they'll take on Southern Cal. That'll be on Thursday night. It's an 8:30 tip-off. SeatGeek is now the official ticket marketplace for the Terrapins. Whether you're buying or selling basketball tickets, SeatGeek is the place to do it. We're talking Maryland basketball. Hall of Fame coach Gary Williams with us. All brought to you by our good friends at Window Nation, the official window replacement company of the Maryland Terrapins. And when we come back, we'll go to Taj Holden up there in New Jersey, a major, major factor in the Maryland National Championship team in 2002. He'll be with us on the phone in just a minute on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
Hey, I'm Mighty Meals. I'm healthy, convenient, and won't break the bank. But my best quality is I'm delicious. And unlike those other meal prep services, I'm made with locally sourced ingredients and prepared by real chefs. How else do you think I'm able to look this good? Just visit my website. I've got over 100 delicious options to choose from. Select your favorites and I get made just for you. Then my driver picks me up and brings me right to your door. But don't get me wrong, I'm not high maintenance. Just throw me in the microwave for 2 minutes and voila, I'm ready to be enjoyed. If you're looking for a fresh and delicious start, I'm your match.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Hey, I'm Mighty Meals. I'm healthy, convenient, and won't break the bank. But my best quality is I'm delicious. And unlike those other meal prep services, I'm made with locally sourced ingredients and prepared by real chefs. How else do you think I'm able to look this good? Just visit my website. I've got over 100 delicious options to choose from. Select your favorites and I get made just for you. Then my driver picks me up and brings me right to your door. But don't get me wrong, I'm not high maintenance. Just throw me in the microwave for 2 minutes and voila, I'm ready to be enjoyed. If you're looking for a fresh and delicious start, I'm your match.
As muscles tense and hearts pound, as bodies are pushed to the extreme, there's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System, for pro athletes and devoted amateurs, for those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovation so you can experience every moment. That's a better state of care. University of Maryland Medical System.
You're listening to the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
He gets it.
We're talking Terps once again. Johnny Holiday.
Window Nation's going to help you beat the cold weather. This winter time, they offer 2 free windows for every 2 that you buy. Plus, you get a house of windows for as low as $2 a day. 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. One of our special guests tonight, Coach, on the phone is brought to you by our good friends at Bud Light. Bud Light for fans and basketball fans all over the country. Let's go up to New Jersey. What's your home state?
My home state.
Collinswood?
Sure. Collinswood, New Jersey. Taj is up north, though.
Yeah. Where are you, Taj?
I'm on the Jersey Shore. I mean, I would consider that
Red Bank.
Jersey,
Red
but some
Bank.
people don't think so. Yes, sir.
Red Bank, huh?
Yeah, the beaches are nicer the further south you go in Jersey.
Taj, it's great to have you with us, buddy. How you doing?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing okay. A little cold, but that's par for the course at this time of the year.
Coach, talk about what he meant to your team.
Well, Taj was a type of player that at that 6'10" size, that if he was playing today, Taj, how much money do you think he'd be making from the NIL? Because Taj could shoot.
I was going to say the NIL for sure.
Taj could shoot the 3. He was a very good passer, and he knew the game. He knew where the ball should go, how to help on defense, all those things that, some players that are very talented don't know how to do those things, and very difficult to have a good team defense or run a good offense without that. And Taj could do all those things. Plus, he played on a team with some really good guys. And I always felt with Taj, he had some injuries along the way that if he could have stayed healthy, he could have played very easily play in the NBA.
Taj, 128 games, a couple of Final Fours you got to, the national championship, 45% from the field, 358 rebounds, 71% at the line, and you stayed 4 years, which is good. They don't do that this day and age.
No, they certainly don't. I mean, with the transfer portal, you're lucky if you get a guy for 2 years. So I was happy to stay for 4 years. It was a different era, but I didn't think of going anywhere else.
Go ahead, Coach.
No, I just think that that was our team that you were an important part of. All those guys, when you stay like that together, you develop this certain mentality that you just can't lose. You're not going to lose. And it's tough to develop in that. And I think that's what Kevin Willard's done a tremendous job. And when you look at the team this year, there's one player basically from last year that plays a lot of minutes. And for him to put the team together and they're playing together as well as they are, that's doing something really well.
How about your memories, Taj, of the games you played and the time you spent here and the teammates you had that got you guys really jacked up to win that national championship?
Yeah, I think, and this is a credit to Coach and his staff, he put together a group of guys that were really all single-minded in the pursuit of winning. And we would go in every day just trying to win that day. Like, the first team was trying to beat the second team, and for the 4 years that I was there, the second team got, a couple of wins over the first team more often than coach would like. But that was just the mentality that we had. It's just, we're going to go compete and see what happens. And you have that for 4 years, and you have guys that are there for 3 or 4 years. You build that chemistry that coach is talking about, that Coach Willard has done a great job of building in just a couple of months.
Yeah, and I think that's really true. We could get better during the year because we had 10 guys that could really play. And when we would practice, when we scrimmage and practice, like Ty said, it was tough. It was tough for the first team to score. A lot of times the second team would beat the first team. The first team wasn't having a good day. And it kept everybody humble, too. Everybody knew there was people there that could step in if necessary and play well.
Yeah. When you look at your teammates, how many of the guys you still keep in touch with?
Most of them. I mean, we have a group chat that almost everybody's a part of. Birthdays, we'll all say happy birthday, and I will give credit to Lonnie Dyser there. He's probably one of the first ones up really early wishing everybody a happy birthday. But it just, it's a way to keep us all together and keep us in touch a little bit. And we'll talk about the games a little bit, but not too much because we just enjoy each other's company at this point.
Then you went into coaching after you played. What made you go into coaching?
Yeah,
I can't believe you went into coaching.
To talk me out of it.
Yeah,
I know. I was waiting for you to talk me out of it, but you never did. But it was an opportunity to stay involved in the game and give back as much as I can. I think, there's a unique opportunity, especially today, to really educate not just kids, but parents and families on the proper way to develop young kids. And, just really being able to be part of that youth sports environment now with my son, who's now 10 and starting to get started playing basketball. It's just an opportunity to try to do things the right way. Not that everybody's doing it the wrong way, but there are certainly people who are leading some people astray, and I don't like that. So, just an opportunity to give back and just stay involved in the game that I love.
Yeah, and I think, Taj, what you're doing is really important because that period when school's out at 3:30 or whatever till school the next day, a lot of times that's where the trouble starts and things like that. But if kids have something beside just going to school every day that is really important to them and they really grow to love, then that keeps them on the straight and narrow in terms of academics and things like that. And, guys like you are needed today to do those things because that doesn't happen everywhere anymore. It used to be, for instance, boys clubs are really big in the communities, and there's very few boys clubs now that are operating. And it's really a shame because it used to be, the old story with the village raises somebody, and that was there when I was growing up. You had people in the community that would make sure that you didn't get in trouble. Now, I'm not sure that's there, and sports, to me, becomes more important to fill that role.
And Taj, I think a credit to you because a lot of coaches today, it's just win, win, win at all odds instead of taking the kid and putting something into the kid. And it's different today, I'm sure, than when you first started coaching.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this as a head coach now. This is my 10th year, so the game has certainly changed over just 10 years. But it's never been really about the wins for me. Like, I enjoy winning. Don't get me wrong. I hate losing. But in my life, I've thankfully to Coach Williams and the guys that I got to play with, I've won at the highest levels that I've been at. So for me, it's not about that anymore. It's about how do I give that experience or give the best experience to kids, and how do I give them the understanding and the knowledge of what it takes to be successful if you want to go compete at the next level, but not just in basketball, but just in life in general.
Hey, Taj, I have one basketball question too. Do you let your big men shoot threes?
I don't have any big men anymore.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's it's amazing now. And like I said earlier, if you were playing today, it'd be really interesting to watch, your game, because your game was really suited in 2002 for the way the game is played in 2025.
Yeah, and I think what helped is that I was able to space the floor at 6'10", right? Like, I gave Lonnie opportunities to score one-on-one, Chris opportunities to score one-on-one, but I was also good enough of a passer that, if Juan's running off a flex screen on the baseline and he rejects it, I can make that pass. And a lot of people just don't have the opportunities to see those things anymore because it's been, it's a developmental mentality now where everybody has to have their one-on-one game and don't necessarily understand what it means to play as a team. And I was lucky enough to grow up in an era where you had to play that way and play for a team and a coach that enjoyed playing that way. So I try to show that to these guys.
Might also add the Taj coached a state championship team up there in New Jersey as well. Hey, buddy, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Always great to have you on with us.
Hey, Taj.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Let me know when you get down again.
Time to go Toyota with legendary safety and reliability. Toyota, let's go places. When we come back, Byron Mouton will be coming up next with us on the phone on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
Better than ever. Ranked 6.
A legacy is earned with generations of proven reliability, standing tall through the test of time, leading, innovating to build the best vehicles with the best value. Because the greatest memories begin with the journey.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The Morgans won big today with Window Nation. Let's check in and hear what they have to say.
How do you feel now that you've finally replaced your old drafty windows with these beautiful custom fit windows?
We're loving the look of our new windows.
We paid way less than we thought we would.
And no more cold winter drafts or crazy summer AC bills.
Sounds like a win to me.
That wraps it up for the Morgans. Next up, your family. Hey, Washington, D.C., get your free estimate today. Plus, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Visit GetWindowNation.com.
Sunday.
Just gotta steam it, babe.
Time to suit up.
Half zip, kind of quarter zip guy.
Sacrifice your lawn and your skin's ability to breathe.
Does that look cheetah looking? No, it's full jag.
Easy, Chief. Let your razzle-dazzle on the field, the barn, or your best friend's nuptials.
So the Buffalo Bills, guys.
No matter how hard you football, it's easy to Sunday.
As muscles tense and hearts pound, as bodies are pushed to the extreme, there's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System, for pro athletes and devoted amateurs, for those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovation so you can experience every moment. That's a better state of care. University of Maryland Medical System.
Window Nation is on the Morgans' home turf to huddle up about replacing their drafty old windows.
This free estimate is showing how easy it is to tackle the problem.
We can get any of these windows custom made.
Yes, you can get the quality and style you really want.
And at a more affordable price than they ever imagined.
Now that they've sealed the deal, they'll be saving money year-round.
We're really confident with Window Nation.
Hey, Washington, D.C., get your free estimate today. Plus, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Visit GetWindowNation.com.
On the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
Fires the 3. He got it!
You're listening to Talking Terps. Once again, here's Johnny Holiday.
Food Lion is the proud sponsor of the Score to Give More program. For each free throw the Terrapins make this season, Food Lion Feeds will donate 100 meals to the local food banks of College Park. From one coach to another, from Taj Holden to Byron Mouton, you guys just wrapped up your practice session tonight, huh, Byron?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Try to get my players right.
Yeah.
Hey, Byron, congratulations on Coach of the Year, man. That's pretty good.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks. Really appreciate it.
The head coach of the Lanham Christian School They won the 2024 championship team. Also, the Coach of the Year honors go to Byron Mouton. But let's talk about, before we talk about that honor, Byron, about when you played here in Maryland and the effect it had on you as a person and as a player and the guys that surrounded you on that court every time you took the floor.
Yeah, man. I mean, that whole run, the moment that I stepped on campus, I mean, it was just amazing. The team, like even let's just go back to me even being on campus, getting into the dorms. How Danny Miller and Lonnie Baxter and Taj Holden just helped me put my bed together. I mean, that's just something I would never forget. That's just type of stuff that stick with me, and the experience there and my whole 3-4 years there was just amazing. From the day them helping me put my bed together, which you didn't have to do that.
Byron, when you transferred from Tulane, I'll never forget when in practice, back then if you transferred, you had to sit out a year. So Byron sat out that his first year there on campus. And I get so mad at Byron because he was on the second team and we were good. We had a good first team. It was a year before we went to the Final Four. And Byron would just make them look so bad. He was making everything, in practice. And
I'd the second team.
And I'd be on the first. What's wrong with you guys? How can you can't stop this guy? What's going on? And Byron would just laugh and keep it going. And plus, you'd shoot kind of like a Curry range three, which really bothered me. So tell the truth. I'm just telling the truth.
Yeah, and Coach, man, I'm just letting you know, man, every day, and I just took it personal. Every day, I would come to practice just to try to get you mad. That was my only goal.
Good, you did a good job.
Congratulations,
yeah.
Man. That's all I want to do.
In 2 years, you played 72 games here in Maryland, but you get to the Final Four your first year, and you win the whole thing your second year. And correct me if I'm wrong, didn't you guys as a team, when you kind of let that thing get away in your junior year, didn't you say, okay, we got a taste of this. Next year, we're going to come back. We're going to win the whole darn thing.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, that first year's experience, man, I think as the first year coach or the program, I think went past the Sweet 16. I can't remember, but right. I think the first time the University of Maryland basketball team went past the Sweet 16. So it was a compliment in itself. And to go to that Final Four, walk out there with 70,000 people, man, and the atmosphere, it was just incredible. I mean, to lose that game like we did, it just bittersweet. So throughout the off season, man, I would just ultimately go national championship or bust. So that's the only thing we cared about was winning that national championship. So that's what we playing for the 2 days after losing in the Final Four. So.
Hey, Byron, I thought, I think people forget off the 2001 team that went to the Final Four, we lost Danny Miller and Terrence Morris. I mean, they were two really good basketball players. And, we lost those two guys. And if you hadn't stepped up, we couldn't have gotten back to the Final Four and then won the national championship because you were a key role because you could play any position. You knew how to handle the ball. You knew where the ball should go in the offense, all those things that, a lot of guys never really figure out. And so that plus the guys that we had returning, became a very good nucleus. Like Maryland this year where there were 5 starters is an incredible nucleus. Well, we had the same thing, only we could go 7 or 8 with Byron in the starting lineup and, Ryan Randall, Taj Holden, and Drew Nicholas coming off the bench. That gives you 8 guys that you weren't afraid to play anybody in any situation.
And lest we forget, Byron, that Wilcox made all ACC, Dixon made all ACC, Baxter and Blake, and also Byron Mouton was all ACC. Yeah.
Well, deservedly so. I mean,
you're not kidding.
That I think we only lost 1 game in the ACC in 2002. We lost at Duke, but we got them when they came back in Coalfield.
Yeah, the last game that you played it.
Yeah,
against those guys. Yeah. What made you go into coach? What made you want to go into coaching, Byron?
Man, watching Coach Gary Williams, man.
yeah.
Inspiration, man. I mean, the guy, man. Like I said, man, I don't want to be biased, man, but he's one of the greatest guys to ever do it, man. And like I said, I love basketball. I don't like it. I love it. And my headmaster, my pastor, asked me to help out because of a situation where right down the street from my house where something was not right, and my pastor asked me to coach and fill in, and I told him, listen, man, I don't know about this. I just help out for 1 year, and 1 year became 10 years, man. I'm just so passionate about it, and I, like I said, I love doing it, man, and I wouldn't change it for the world, man. I mean, I'd rather do that than have a 9 to 5. Just like I said, I do youth sports in Montgomery County too, so my life is based around youth basketball. So I love it. So.
Well, you certainly made your mark in Maryland. Now you're making a mark as the head coach of the Lanham Christian School. Thank you, Byron, buddy. Always great to catch up. We'll see you next time you come to the game.
See you soon, Byron.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Respect, Johnny.
How about showtime? Grab some Testudo Premium Lager, the official craft beer of the Maryland Terrapins by Union Craft Brewing Company. We'll talk to Steve Blake when we come back in just a minute on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Window Nation is on the Morgan's home turf to huddle up about replacing their drafty old windows.
This free estimate is showing how easy it is to tackle the problem.
We can get any of these windows custom made.
Yes, you can get the quality and style you really want.
And at a more affordable price than they ever imagined.
Now that they've sealed the deal, they'll be saving money year-round.
We're really confident with Window Nation.
Hey, Washington, D.C., get your free estimate today. Plus, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Visit GetWindowNation.com.
Ah, Sunday.
Just gotta steam it, babe.
Time to suit up.
Like half zipped, kind of quarter zipped out.
Sacrifice your lung and your skin's ability to breathe.
Does that look cheetah looking? No, it's full jag.
Easy, Chief. Let your razzle-dazzle on the field, the bar, or your best friend's
Raise our
nuptials.
glasses to the Buffalo Bills, guys.
No matter how hard you football, it's easy to Sunday.
As muscles tense and hearts pound, as bodies are pushed to the extreme, there's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System, for pro athletes and devoted amateurs, for those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovation so you can experience every moment. That's a better state of care. University of Maryland Medical System.
A legacy is earned with generations of proven reliability, standing tall through the test of time, leading, innovating to build the best vehicles with the best value. Because the greatest memories begin with the journey.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
You're listening to the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
And the one-handed slam.
We're talking Terps. Once again, Johnny Holiday.
University Medical System, for better treatments, better outcomes. That's a better state of care. Learn more at umms.org/better. Let's go down and talk to Steve Blake now. When you talk about Steve Blake, everybody talks about his career in the NBA, but what a career he had at the University of Maryland. And when you think back to all the things he did, Coach, one thing pops up in my mind real quickly, the steal in the Duke game.
Yeah, that's still, you see that on ESPN still quite a bit. It was an amazing play, and he picked a really good player. I mean, he took the ball off. It's now Jay Williams. It was Jason Williams back in the day. And, but what the most underrated thing of that, I thought, for Steve was the layup. Jay Williams came back and really went after trying to block the shot. And Jay Williams can get up. I mean, and Steve had to lay that in. And I think there was contact on that play, which, of course, we were playing Duke, so it wasn't called.
No whistles. Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Johnny. How are you?
I'm doing terrific. We're just reminiscing about what you guys meant to the coach and what the coach meant to you guys and that national championship team. And first of all, happy birthday. What, you're going to be 45 next Wednesday? I can't believe that.
I don't want to believe it. Yeah.
You had to bring that up, huh, John?
Yeah, I know.
Well, here's the reason, Steve. My daughter calls me today and she says, "Hey, you got Steve Blake on tonight, huh? Is he still playing?" I said, "No." I said, "Steve probably thinks he could play, and I bet he could, even at 44 years old." How about your memories of playing here in Maryland?
Oh, so many good memories. Mainly just because there's so many great people that we crossed paths with and became friends and brothers, for that period of time. And it's a special place that people know about. And the basketball is great, but the times with my teammates and coaches off the floor is just as great.
Yeah, I think that was the key to our team. The fact that you guys were really talented. 4 out of the 5 went to the NBA of the 2002 team. Plus, Byron Mouton, I always thought if he would have gotten with the right team, he could have definitely played in the league. But and just seeing you guys, the way you react when you do come back and you get together and everything, that's very rewarding for an old coach to see that. The way it was. It was about basketball, but it was also about what you said, Steve. It was about the ability to really feel for each other when you went out in the court every time. And, that wins games for you as much as, how well you shoot the ball or whatever. So I was always impressed with you guys that you were able to keep your heads on straight because of all the attention we got during that time. And it never got bigger than the team, which isn't true for some teams.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we were just a bunch of big kids having a great time. We all worked hard, and as much as we meshed on the court, we all meshed off the court as well. So it was a great experience.
Steve, when you think back to the games you played, how about the February 17th game of 2002? I think Duke was number 1, we were number 3, and you beat them the last time you guys met in Cole Fieldhouse, 87-73, that game?
Steve. Yeah, well, it doesn't get any better than beating Duke at any point in time. Probably one of the best basketball rivalries around, especially, when we were playing back in the day. I always look forward to beating those guys.
Hey, Steve, I got to, this sounds like a fan question, but I got to ask you, what was it like playing with Kobe Bryant when you were with the Lakers?
Well, it was special. I mean, he was, from playing so many years in the NBA before I even got to play with him, you're always frustrated playing against him. And you always hear the stories of how great someone is and why they're great. But when you finally see it in person on a day-to-day basis on how he took care of his body and how he mentally prepared for games and practices, and you really started to see why he was so special. And he was one of the best teammates I've ever been around. He expected a lot of his teammates, but he was also a brother and kind person.
You're in the Maryland Athletic Hall of Fame. You got inducted back in 2021. What'd that mean to you?
Oh, that meant the world. It had been a while, not something I had ever really thought about. But when they called me and told me, it was surreal, to know that I was going to be in a place with in the Hall of Fame with so many special people and talented athletes, and it's something I'll never forget.
Yeah, I remember that night. That was a great night, and it was great that you had your family there. How old are your boys now, Steve?
Yeah, my boys are 14, 16, and 18.
Wow.
My son Nick just finished his senior basketball season, and they all love the game. It's great for me. I have an opportunity to coach them in high school as an assistant coach this past year. So I love it. Every single day I'm in the gym with my kids.
Well, we hope you'll be coming up and see one of our games before the season's over, hopefully.
Well,
I'd like to. My wife and I just started discussing that, so hopefully we can find a game to make it up to.
All right, Steve. Hey, thank you, buddy. Appreciate your time as always.
Steve, hope to see you soon.
All right, hope to see you guys.
You bet. Okay. Steve Blake with us. Some final comments from Coach Williams in a minute on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
Hey, I'm Mighty Meals. I'm healthy, convenient, and won't break the bank. But my best quality is I'm delicious. And unlike those other meal prep services, I'm made with locally sourced ingredients and prepared by real chefs. How else do you think I'm able to look this good? Just visit my website. I've got over 100 delicious options to choose from. Select your favorites and I get made just for you. Then my driver picks me up and brings me right to your door. But don't get me wrong, I'm not high maintenance. Just throw me in the microwave for 2 minutes and voila, I'm ready to be enjoyed. If you're looking for a fresh and delicious start, I'm your match.
A legacy is earned with generations of proven reliability, standing tall through the test of time, leading, innovating to build the best vehicles with the best value. Because the greatest memories begin with the journey.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
As muscles tense and hearts pound, as bodies are pushed to the extreme, there's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System, for pro athletes and devoted amateurs, for those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovation so you can experience every moment. That's a better state of care. University of Maryland Medical System.
Hey, I'm Mighty Meals. I'm healthy, convenient, and won't break the bank. But my best quality is, I'm delicious. And unlike those other meal prep services, I'm made with locally sourced ingredients and prepared by real chefs. How else do you think I'm able to look this good? Just visit my website. I've got over 100 delicious options to choose from. Select your favorites and I get made just for you. Then my driver picks me up and brings me right to your door. But don't get me wrong, I'm not high maintenance. Just throw me in the microwave for 2 minutes and voila, I'm ready to be enjoyed. If you're looking for a fresh and delicious start, I'm your match.
You're listening to the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
So stop at midcourt. And he got it.
We're talking Terps. Once again, Johnny Holiday.
So the Terps go on the floor on Thursday night. We're number 20 in the country with a record of 20-6. They'll be hosting Southern California at 14-11. First time these two teams have played, Coach, I think way back since the early 80s.
Walt Williams, we played them out there. They had Robert Pack and Harold Miner was the backcourt, and Walt had a jump shot right at the end of the game in the old LA Sports Arena. I'll never forget that.
That's right.
It's a great win for us.
Hey, one of your former basketball camp guys is here tonight.
I know.
Parker Nichols wearing the Gary Williams basketball camp T-shirt, which has got to be how many years old? Like 20 years old?
I hope you wash that thing every once in a while.
Coach, it's always fun. We'll do it again on March the 3rd, kind of looking ahead to the Big Ten tournament and the ACC and the NCAA.
And I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight.
Thank you guys very much.
That's really good. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it very much. And be with us on Thursday night against Southern California. Join me and Chris Nockey and Walt Williams. We'll kick off the broadcast at 8 o'clock. Alex Scamponi's up at our Turtle Network Control. Tom Marquito alongside for Coach Williams, Johnny Holiday, and good night.